I'd like to share a few tips and advice on how to engineer your return on AI. This is a bit of a provocative slide, right? Does it feel sometimes that AI was invented in 2023? Of course, we all know in this room that's not the case. The point is that ChatGPT has put AI at the forefront. As Jed was saying, it's no longer a small data science budget on the side. It's now the top priority of board members, of management teams. And with top attention comes great expectations on business value, right? Now, we do know that 80% of AI projects, according to McKinsey and Gartner, fail and don't make it to production, which means don't achieve business value. Yet, what we hear is that Gen AI is supposed to generate $4.4 trillion of additional value every year. Just to put things in perspective, I come from France. The GDP of France is $2.8 trillion. So $4.4 trillion is a pretty significant amount. Gen AI is poised to increase the impact of AI by 40%. And that is both on worker productivity and on new types of use cases. BCG righteously talk about a revolution in business model. The order of magnitude is mind-blowing, but it doesn't change the fundamentals of value engineering, which is what my team specializes on. We have created a value framework that articulates how to talk about value in a compelling way. And we spend our days with data analytics team crafting these value stories. What we notice is that data analytics teams are really good at articulating what we call the platform value gains, which is how your investment in technology is helping drive speed and agility for the business, making data science and data analyst team faster, generating more products, how they're mastering TCO and cost per project thanks to the efficiency of their stack, and how they're mitigating risks tied to AI to avoid costs and fines. Where we see data and analytics teams struggle more is what's on the right-hand side. It's the use case part. Is how you're using the platform to deliver use cases and how these use cases tie specifically to the business outcomes and the strategic priorities of the company. That is our reason of being as a team, is to help craft that message in a compelling way. And the two pitfalls that we see, or maybe the two advice that I have in these areas is, one, how to effectively storytell your data value story, and secondly, how to leverage enablement and change management to get your organization on board. So let's unpack this a bit more. On the data storytelling part, it is absolutely essential to be able to tell how what you're doing is driving business outcomes in a compelling and understandable way. It is tempting sometimes to go into the specifics of the technical, using words that, unfortunately, the rest of the organization doesn't necessarily understand. There is one of our wonderful champions shared this concept a few weeks ago. Have you heard about the purple people? Is that a concept you're familiar with? Purple people? No? Well, think about the technical people in your organization as the blue people, and think about the business side as the red people. The purple people are actually people who are able to talk both languages, the technical and the business. And these people are able to articulate in a compelling way the value of technology and how it's driving business outcome. These people are absolutely necessary when we're driving AI at scale in a company. Do some of you recognize themselves as purple people? Ah, okay, we need more of you, right? Enablement is the pathway. We talked about the last mile and how the last mile in AI is so difficult. And Why is it difficult? Because we're talking about people. We're talking about changing the way people work, make decisions. And that is arguably much more difficult than choosing the right tech. And what makes people change? Well, when they understand what is the potential, what's the art of the possible, how AI can help them be better at their job, augment their capabilities. McKinsey, again, ran an analysis on 800 jobs and identified 2,000 workflows that can be augmented thanks to AI. And these are not your traditional data practitioners. How exciting is that? And being able to pitch to your org in a compelling way with those elevator pitch 30 seconds is one way to do that. Build the trust, build the excitement, and get more people on board. Here are a few examples of use cases in our organization and how to pitch them in a short and sweet way. I will pick 3. NXP, semiconductor client of ours, who used this to improve their quality detection process and have generated $1 million in manufacturing cost savings. Another example is Levi's. They've implemented an ML-based recommendation engine and have increased their e-commerce sales by 42%. And the last one I will pick is Sephora, how they have applied ML-based sales forecasting and increased their accuracy by 15%. I would like now to welcome Kelsey Miklaus on stage. She is our health and life science subject matter expert, and she will share more about how we have out-of-the-box solutions that help you accelerate your time to value and maximize your return on AI.
Thank you, Claire, so much. Yeah, and I think I just now realized that my career ambition is to be a purple person. Purple is my favorite color, so I like that too. Maybe that's the next iteration of data scientists as we become purple people. I work very closely with Claire's team. We are part of the business solutions, exactly as what you heard from Claire, is this concept of tying and integrating the need for business value in order to fuel the technology and data science use cases that you want to achieve. And what that really means is putting that value, that business outcome first. Technology is actually the easy part, right? We spend a lot of time on it because it's the fun part too. But if we don't get that stakeholder alignment, if we don't make that value statement tied back to strategic outcomes, then we're only going to always stay in that little innovations, cool data science group. Dataiku as a platform, of course, offers a lot of the capabilities at the technical level to help you accelerate that value journey. On top of it, what my team does in the business solutions is another component where we offer that tangible business outcome tied to specific industry personas, business functions, to accelerate that roadmap to journey of value, or that roadmap journey to value, whatever that means. So some of what these solutions look like, of course, might be some of those mundane use cases. If we look at my area, I lead the healthcare life sciences AI solutions team for our business solutions. The types of use cases and solutions we develop here are tied to that idea of what are your strategic business outcomes. We need to think of how you accelerate the discovery and development of new therapies, how you actually improve clinical research and the clinical operations of bringing a new therapy to the market for a life sciences or pharma organization, for example. What it looks like to digitize and connect our quality manufacturing systems to resilient supply chains, and what it really looks like when we bring a new therapy to market and engage with the commercial or medical communities, or even at the patient level, to improve that engagement and improve the outcomes that we expect when we started to develop these new therapies in the first place. Of course, there's also the idea of tying solutions, business solutions, to any of those interrelated, transversal operational efficiency actions too. And so as we think of this, we talk of data storytelling, we should also think of solution storytelling. and how you actually create a connected ecosystem of value across those different business functions, across those different industry use cases. One of the examples that I would like to share really quickly with you is a recent solution we released for clinical site intelligence. So this is one where we're looking at taking information from clinicaltrials.gov so that we can see a little bit better the landscape of clinical trials and perhaps improve how we select sites that are going to execute those trials. I'm not bold enough to do a live demo of this, so I'll just play a quick video. Quick look at this, you can think of ingesting data from clinicaltrials.gov, processing that, building enrollment rate models, study similarities. You can then push that into dashboards where we can look at a sponsor overview of all the clinical trials that they're executing. What sites are they using? And who else is using those sites? And dig even deeper into the patient characteristics of the demographics of the populations in those site locations. Going forward, you can actually tie this and fuel this to a visual workflow, or visual web app in this case, that can allow you to put in a new protocol or assess an existing study to see what the criteria of that clinical trial is, see what locations are already in action, and then see what other studies are similar to it and what other sites are being used in those similar studies. And really flip the paradigm to something where a clinical operations manager has this deep, in-depth site review of the operational characteristics of that site. Now, what you saw was not, I use this LLM or this model. What you saw was insights delivered where it almost felt just very natural of what kind of data science or model was fueling that. And that's kind of the idea we go to with our solutions, really seeing the idea of tying it to business outcomes and everyday business operations. So with that, I think I'll hand it back over to Claire. We can talk about how we're both going to be available around what that return of AI looks like.
Indeed. We would love to pursue this conversation on return on AI, business value, business solutions at the booth. So please join us after this and during the after drinks as well. And we have one last treat for you. We have a new AI and Us series video dedicated to healthcare and how you can get return on AI specifically there.